What's up, guys? Today's reading is about Elijah McClain. Let me turn this music down. My baby Janae Echo in the background. So we have Elijah McClain, who is a young black man who went to the store at night. He didn't bother anyone. The portrayal of him is that he played the violin to the animals. He was one of the people who were vegan and who didn't like mistreatment of animals and things of that sort. So he was a really nice person, really good person. I'm not saying you're a bad person if you eat meat, but I'm just saying he was just a simple person, very to himself. They said he was an introvert and that he just really didn't bother anybody, and he tried to, he was a peaceful person. So anyway, he was accused of something, but there was no reason to bother him. There was no reason to arrest him. He was quote unquote suspicious because he had on a mask. We're all wearing masks, which is weird, but he had on a mask, and the mask was kind of like a ski mask, they say, but he wore it because he had eczema. So, but anyway, it's not a crime to wear a mask. Definitely not now, not then. It's not a crime, especially for medical reasons. So anyway, the police harassed him, stopped him, harassed him, illegally detained him, beat him. He was crying for help, crying for them to stop. He was vomiting, and then he was injected with ketamine, or he was injected with something, a sedative, to quote unquote put him to sleep, but it really did. It rendered him brain dead, and eventually he died from the abuse and potentially from the EMT injecting him with a sedative. I would like them all to be held accountable. The EMT is not being listed here. I feel like the EMT is a part of it. So I'm going to do a reading to see like what their motives were. We know the motives, but I still want to do a reading to get insight. So one of the killer cops' name is Nathan Woodyard. Spirit of God, why did Nathan kill Elijah McClain, or allow the killing of Elijah McClain, or assisted in the killing of Elijah McClain? Funny how triggered came on. Why did he kill this young boy for no reason? Y'all know I hate when my cards do that. They fly out of my hand. It's usually for a reason though. But I'm gonna pick them up. Oh, I'm not flashing y'all right now. We're on Nathan Woodyard. Why did he kill Elijah McClain, or allow for the killing of? And apparently there was an internal investigation, quote unquote, no wrongdoing, as if stopping for someone for no reason isn't wrong, detaining them for no reason isn't wrong, and killing them. All three of those things were wrong. So if someone calls and says someone has on a ski mask, that's not a crime. Why would they even come? All right, so we have 3 of cups on the bottom. This is the energy of 3 people. So I believe it's a spirit reiterating that 3 people are responsible for Elijah McClain's death. And those people are killer cops: Nathan Woodyard, Rosenblatt, and Randy Roedema, if that's how you say his name. So the first card that came out was the King of Swords. So let's see in this deck what the King of Swords say. We know what the King of Swords mean, which is power. We know the King of Swords is about power and authority. So let's see what it says in this particular deck. Superior, authoritative, narrow-minded, stubborn, tyrannical, and mean. So let's start here. Nathan has an issue with power. Nathan has an issue with narrow-mindedness. Nathan has a tyrannical, mean, stubborn spirit. So his intentions were that of all of the above. Using his power to abuse because he was narrow-minded, using his power to abuse because he felt superior, using his power to abuse because he was mean and tyrannical and stubborn. All right, then we have the Ten of Swords. And because of this mentality, it says total madness, and this is why it's important sometimes to read the book too. You go off your intuition when you're doing a reading, but sometimes the book has some jewels in there. This particular one says total madness has taken possession of the person. Ruin, destruction, defeat, desolation, the lowest points, new mental horizons. So I feel like something was overtaking him. His anger overtook him. His thirst for power overtook him. His superiority, fake superiority, overtook him. Honestly, it looks very demonic. It says total madness, demonic spirit has taken over or taken possession of the person and ruined them. So he let these intentions, he let this energy here that potentially was taught to him by his parents or taught to whatever was taught to him, flaw his character. He let this anger, this ruin overtake him, and you know that it's taken possession over the person. Then we have, interesting, Queen of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune. I wonder what this will add to it, because I'm trying to see the connection. I don't know if I want to say this. Wow. Give me a second. I want to see what this next one say before I speak on it. I don't like, but I have to say what the reading says. All right. So what I'm getting from this card based on this book here is submission, or the need to make someone submit, or then someone having a graceful spirit. So Elijah's graceful spirit and his submissive spirit, Elijah's good-hearted, gentle, quiet, benevolent, gentle spirit was a trigger, which is weird. So his spirit, which was so graceful while this was happening to him, his spirit, which was so, he just, and as we learn about Elijah McClain, he was a benevolent person. He was a good-hearted person. That was a trigger. That was a trigger to Nathan Woodyard. And also a thirst for power. It made him want even more to enforce his power on him being graceful, him being submissive, him still being friendly, and by him, Justice, Elijah McClain. It made Nathan Woodyard want to hurt him even more. So the fact that he had that's why they say kill him with kindness. When sometimes you don't even got to be mean to somebody. Sometimes your grace is what triggers them. If you want to trigger somebody, sometimes your kindness and your grace is what triggers them. Like, you're not bothered by what's happening. And he should have been. If I read somewhere some of the things that Elijah was saying when it was happening to him, and he said, teamwork makes the dream work. But he wasn't trying to be funny. He was being him. He was being graceful. He was just showing his personality. If that's true that he said that during this time, but it looks like his gracefulness was a trigger to Nathan Woodyard. So it was all negative intentions. It wasn't an accident. He wanted to enforce his power on him. He wanted to enforce his authority on him. He had a fake sense of superiority, and he wanted to enforce it. I'm going to use the Cat Tarot to see what his repercussions will be. We know initially they said there was no wrongdoings, but let's see if that changes. Will charges be against, will they get charges against them? When Nathan Woodyard, whatever you say, get charges against him. Will he get charges against him? Okay, interesting. Oh, 2 aces came out, so it doesn't. So on the bottom we have the 8 of Swords. The 8 of Swords is a threat for imprisonment. So there is a threat. He is feeling a bit threatened that he might be in prison. He's still uncertain. They could still be uncertain right now. Here with the moon under it, it's like a sense of uncertainty, uncertainty, not knowing what's going to happen. Honestly, neither way, not knowing whether or not he will be put in prison or whether or not, or he will be, you know, freed or continue to remain on the forest. It's still, this is unknown energy. But with the 8 of Swords being on the bottom, and you know the 8 of Swords in a traditional tarot deck is like, it looks like a prison. There is a threat of imprisonment, and he's a little worried about it. So first, it's almost like, oh, he's not worried. Almost like, I'm not worried. Hold on. The Cat Tarot also has different definitions. I want to specifically see what that one says. The 2 of Swords. So the 2 of Swords in a traditional tarot is like when people make a decision, when things are up in the air, when you don't know which way to go. It says a difficult decision. Yep, a difficult decision looms large. But here, when there's difficult decision, look at the cat. What I'm getting from this one is, yeah, there's a difficult decision, but he doesn't look worried here. The cat isn't worried. It's like, not worried. But then the worry comes with the Ace of Pentacles here. You see the hand coming out to the cat. So with the hand coming out to the cat, it does look like there will be some sort of offer to him. He's not going to be happy about this offer. So the offer could be an offer of, you know, what do you call them? That you don't have to go to trial, you just plead. So it could be a plea offered to him. He's not going to be happy about it. Don't even know if he's going to take it. But then it's going to hit him. When this plea gets offered, it's going to hit him. But what's interesting is these next 2 cards, which is the Ace of Cups and the King of Wands, which is kind of troubling for me because I don't want to speak on it yet. I want to see what this book says about the King of Wands before I speak on it. And I might pull some clarifying cards on this one because see, this is why it's so important to read it. This says, don't forget, it says, don't hesitate to take advantage of an opportunity that presents itself. It says, take control over your life. Before leaving others, don't hesitate to take advantage of an opportunity that presents itself. So with the Ace of Cups, I was a little worried. 2 aces comes here, so it may be some sort of offer that comes that may be lighter than what would happen if they went to trial. So it does look like there is going to be a plea offer, and he's going to consider it because the Ace of Cups is like, you know, life is a gift. Cherishing his own life. He didn't cherish the life of everyone else. I don't know how many people he's killed, but definitely not Elijah McClain's life. He didn't cherish Elijah's life, but he's going to cherish his, and he's going to think about the offer. He's going to think about what it does to his life and the repercussions if he didn't take it. So he's going to consider the opportunity that presents itself when it does. Yep. So let's see what happens with that. But they will offer him something, a plea. So the next one we're going to do is Jason Rosenblatt. We want to know what Jason's repercussions, what his intentions were, and the repercussions for his actions. I have another deck I want to use for Jason. Let me go get it. Remember, like the last reading I did on the officers who, killed George Floyd, there were so many different motives, so many different reasons why they were doing what they were doing. There was no cohesiveness in the reason why they committed that crime. So that's why I like to do each individual person to see what their role was and what their intention was. So we have Jason Rosenblatt. We want to know, Spirit of God, why Jason killed, participated, didn't prevent the death of Elijah McClain, harassed him for no reason. What can you tell us about Jason Rosenblatt's intention that night? Seven of Cups on the bottom. So in the traditional tarot, the Seven of Cups is confusion. The Seven of Cups is illusion. See, this is why you have to do each individual, because it's so different for each. Not that there is an excuse, but it does look like he was confused. He wasn't operating from a state of knowing. He was confused. Then the first thing we have is justice. The justice card came out. So he had a feeling that he was doing the right thing. So I don't know what role each individual had, whether it be Nathan, the one who, did it, or who said what, or what Jason said, or what Jason did. But as it pertains to this reading, it looks like Jason was just retarded, confused, and he thought he was serving justice. But this particular deck says you must give something in exchange and pay the price for the errors of the past. So it was almost like he was thinking that Elijah was paying the price for errors, but we all know that Elijah wasn't doing anything wrong. Elijah just went to the store. But this idiot Jason Rosenblatt was confused, thinking that he was serving some kind of justice. But you don't get to say, I was confused, I killed somebody, or I didn't prevent their death because I was confused. No, you killed them. So you have the repercussions for your actions. So that's one karma for you. When you're committing a crime because you think, oh, they deserve it because of this, and you're confused, and it comes right back on you. Now you will pay the price for the errors of your past, Jason Rosenblatt. But anyway, then we have the Ten of Swords. Again, remember what the Ten of Swords came out for the last person. We used a different deck, and the Ten of Swords came out again. The Ten of Swords is ruin. The Ten of Swords is squeezing. You mustn't flee. So the words you mustn't flee was here, and squeezing is here. So maybe, I'm not sure again where he was when this was committed, but it looks like maybe he was trying to make sure that Elijah didn't flee. He was squeezing him, or he did something to keep Elijah from fleeing. Then we have the Six of Swords. All of this is air energy. The Justice is air energy because it represents the sign of Libra. The Ten of Swords is air energy. The Six of Swords is air energy. And it all represents the mind. So I don't know how Jason Rosenblatt was a police officer. It doesn't look like he had a sound mind. I'm not giving him any excuses, but he might be a little slow. But with the Six of Swords, This one may be slightly confusing. So in a traditional tarot, and not from this book, the Six of Swords represents movement, relocation, travel. And then the Ten of Swords in this deck says to keep from fleeing. So it could have been the moving. It could have been the moving, or afraid that he was going to move, or afraid that he was going to flee. And, you know, so in order to prevent him from fleeing, he helped kill him. But with the Moon card being at the bottom, the Moon is, again, uncertainty. The Moon represents the unknown. In this particular deck, it says, slow but effective action. So, moral of the story for Jason Rosenblatt's intention, it looks like he was committing this crime because he thought he was confused. He thought he was serving justice, and he made the wrong decisions because he thought there was some sort of movement, and he thought this movement that he saw or wanted to prevent justified murder. So he was in a state of confusion, but that's too bad. You don't get to say I was confused when I killed somebody. Can you get me out of it? No. So the next thing I want to do is figure out what would be the repercussion of Jason Rosenblatt's action. I'm using a totally different tarot deck because I want to make sure when the cards come out that they just aren't coming out again because I used it. Spirit of God. Jason Rosenblatt, what would be the consequences of his actions or inactions as it pertains to the death of Elijah McClain? Will he go to prison? What will be the repercussion? The King of Earth been trying to present itself several times in this reading, but the Tower came out. This is a loss of stability. This is a major change in his life. This is a forced change, but before I look in the book, I want to pull the rest of it. Give us more information, please. What will happen to Jason Rosenblatt? So he will have a complete upheaval of his life. I'm sure that's already happened. His success and things that he worked hard for, he's going to lose it with the Six of Fire coming in reverse. He's going to lose his following. He's going to lose success. He's going to lose his accolades. He's going to lose his notoriety. Everything that he built as it pertains to success, it looks like he will lose. With the Tower, this is a complete upheaval of his life, a complete change of his life. And what is this Priestess? Why did this Priestess come out? The Priestess is 2. Let's see. The Punishment, which is the Justice card. So we have the One of Air on the bottom and the Eight of Air right under it. Remember I said the Eight of Air is the Eight of Swords, which is the card of imprisonment. The One of Air is on top of that. The Eight of Fire is also under there. So it could be happening quickly. But I don't know why the number 8 came out twice. Maybe that's relevant. But another ace here. The ones are the aces. So he... honestly, it's not feeling like a harsh sentence for him. So he could get 2 years, which doesn't sound like a lot. But the High Priestess came out, so he's going to be punished. I honestly don't feel like it's going to be a heavy sentence for him. But what I do feel like is his life is completely ruined and changed. He's lost everything. He will lose everything if he hasn't lost it already. Complete upheaval of his life. And the Ace of Air keeps coming out. The Ace of Air may be an offer. It may be what happens or a sentence. I don't know why the number 8 came twice, but I'm honestly not feeling like he's going to be in jail for a very long time. Maybe 1, 2, 3, maybe a few years. But with the Priestess and the Punishment here, he will be punished. This literally says punishment. Excuse these cards. This is a erratic deck. So he will be punished. He will be punished. whether it be 2 years or something, he's going to be punished. But he's already punished because his life completely changed. Then we're going to go with Randy Roedema. We want to know Randy's intentions and repercussions. Then I'm going to do his together, and I'm going to use the Lightseer's Tarot deck in order to get the answers about why Randy Roedema killed Elijah McClain, allowed for the killing of Elijah McClain, did not do anything about it, whatever his role was. Honestly, I want to ask what the EMT's intentions were too, and I'm going to ask that next. Spirit of God, what was Randy Roedema's intentions as it pertains to the killing of Elijah McClain, and why did he participate or did not prevent it or do it, whatever it was, his role? And also, what will be his repercussions for his actions? Will he be punished? What's going on here? We're talking about intentions right now. Uh-oh. Interesting. I wonder, was he actively involved or did he just watch it? Tell me more. Why is this 10 of Cups here? Did he... Okay. So, I feel like Ace of Swords again. I feel like if you look at this card, this person is just watching. Just watching, not doing anything. If you look at this 10 of Cups, you see the mom and dad, what are they doing? Watching. So he may have been watching. He may have just watched it happen. The Ace of Swords came out for him too. I believe that's the 3rd time the Ace of Swords came out, or the 2nd time the Ace of Swords came out. So it may be, the aces are relevant. I don't know why the number 1 is relevant in this case. I hope they're not just getting 1 year. That would be ridiculous. It says aha moments, moments of clarity, overanalyzing, getting stalled out or struck, clouded judgment, keeping the truth inside. So he just watched. Now I have to correct me if I'm wrong, if you know exactly from via video. I didn't watch the video. I don't like these videos, and I read like 1 or 2 articles, but if you know exactly what Randy Roedema did, comment please. But it does look like he kind of knew that it was wrong but kept it to himself. It says clouded judgment but keeping the truth inside. So it's like knowing that it was wrong, not really knowing what's going on, but knowing that it was wrong and watching it. It does look like he watched it. He just watched it happen. So his intention, it doesn't look like he wanted to kill, but it looked like he just watched it and didn't prevent it. He just kept the truth inside of him. He knew it was wrong. He didn't want to say anything. So what will be his repercussions for his inaction? Randy Roedema. The King of Wands is showing itself again. What will be his repercussions? What are these two here for? So the moon is coming out again. They're not certain what they want to do with him. Definitely going to go through something. The Hangman is here and the 9 of Wands. The Hangman is some time. It may take some time, or it may take a while before they truly know what to do with Randy Roedema. He's going to go through some struggle. He's going to go through a period of uncertainty. He's going to defend himself. It says the final push, finding motivation in the face of difficulties, remaining open and trusting. So trying to overcome this obstacle, he's going to fight for himself. I honestly don't see any jail cards that came out for him, but the Hangman is about things may not move real fast for him, but it does look like he could eventually surrender. He could eventually surrender, and face whatever consequences that they give him, but he will try to fight as well. Yep, this is about surrendering too. Both of these say surrender. So he's gonna surrender, but also fight at the same time. So he's gonna surrender. Maybe they want them to surrender and he'll surrender. And then he'll take up for himself and try to push. And he's gonna go through the ringer for himself. But then eventually he's just gonna surrender. Probably because he's the one who watched and he knew it was wrong. And he knew he did not do anything about it even though he knew it was wrong. He's gonna have some anxiety. But honestly, I'm feeling like he may be spared. He may not be looked the same as the rest of them, of the other two. He may be looked at differently. As promised, before I go, I'm going to use my Thoth deck to see, even though this reading started off saying that there was only 3 people responsible for Elijah McClain's death, and it was the police officers, but I want to see this EMT. What was the intentions of the EMT? Was the EMT truly trying to help us? What's going on here? And then they also need to start getting, I don't know if they did an independent autopsy on him, but they need to, because we know that these medical examiners are not honest. Based on what Hennepin County's medical examiner, Andrew Baker, I believe is his name, Chief Medical Examiner Andrew Baker, they falsified their medical examination. So why don't we autopsy report? They could do the same thing. So independent autopsies are a must. Spirit of God, did the EMT try to hurt Elijah McClain? Try to kill Elijah? What was up with this EMT? Why did they give them that lethal dose or whatever dose that was of whatever that was, the sedative? It was a foolish decision to keep control. So we have the fool and we have dominion. We have the fool and we have dominion. I feel like it was a foolish decision to keep control. It was a foolish decision. Yep, it was about power. So this is strength in a traditional deck. It's the strength in a traditional deck. So it was a foolish decision made to remain in power, to keep control. Right under there is judgment. So he may have been given orders to do so. He or she, whoever this EMT, may have been given orders to do so. The Ace of Swords is here too. And the 5 of Cups is here too. The disappointment and the Hangman is here too. After a little wait, it looks like this person may also be under fire. The Prince of Wands right next to it. This person may also be under fire too, this EMT. Even though his or her name is not listed, this person also may be under fire for following through with this order. But it wasn't about health. It was just to remain in control and have dominion. It was a foolish decision. So this person was also at fault. So anyway, let me see the repercussions. What would be the repercussions of the EMT's action for his or her role in Elijah McClain's death? Tell me more about this. Tell me more. So this person is gonna, the dang on Ace of Swords again. So I hope they get more. He or she is gonna fight. They're gonna try to evade responsibility. He or she is gonna fight. They're gonna try to evade responsibility. The King of Wands came out again. Leo season is coming up. Is it Leo season? Right? Leo season is coming up. So this all might be happening during Leo season. Something may happen to them during Leo season. But it does look like he or she is going to try to evade responsibility, lawyer up, and try to fight the case. And they're planning right now a strategy or a plan of action to evade responsibility. May even be putting money together in order to fight this case. But with the King of Wands here, during Leo season, something's going to happen. see y'all. What is this? Why does this Queen of Cups keep trying to come out? Quite emotional. This person may be a little bit emotional about facing jail time. But with the Wheel of Fortune here, in due time, karma is going to serve its justice for this EMT as well. So karma is going to bite him or her in the ass. And this person is a little afraid about facing jail time, quite emotional about it, gonna fight. Will they go to jail though? We know karma can mean anything. Will he or she go to jail? Another ace. Another 7. So the 7 came out 3 times for this person. So 7 may be relevant. The Judge another ace came out. I don't know why these aces keep coming out in this reading, but the ace is like the beginning of something. So in the beginning, it may look like they will go to jail. But with Judgment, the Knight of Swords and the 10 of Wands, he or she will be threatened to go to jail, maybe with 7 years or something like that, or the number 7 may be relevant with the time that they get, but it does look like he or she will fight the case, he or she will fight back, but they may be burdened by the entire ordeal, highly burdened, highly emotional about even being involved in this. But you followed the order. You followed the order. This EMT followed the order to give the man a sedative to, quote unquote, keep power over him and dominion over him. And it cost him his life. So repercussions for your action as well. Karma will serve. Justice, hopefully justice will be served, but karma will definitely bite this person in the ass. And when this name comes out and when people start getting traction over who he or she is, it's definitely going to shake up his or her world, because he or she is emotional about what happened, but he or she did it. So anyway, you can't let a killer cop give you an order to do something wrong. If your boss or your cop friend or someone in authority tell you to rape someone, you're not going to rape them, are you? So why would you kill someone or contribute to something that's wrong, like beat someone or give them a sedative to render them helpless? They can't help themselves, where they can't talk, where they can't defend themselves. They didn't even do nothing wrong. So why would you follow an order like that to inject someone with something when you don't even know what's going on, or you feel like it is no need for the injection? So, like I said, if killer cop Woodyard told this EMT to rape someone, would you do it? Then why would you kill someone? Or why would you help them beat someone and brutalize someone? None of it is right. So I'm going to leave that there. What are your comments? Peace.